see what they've got.
Hello everyone, this is me, Mike, and today's Destiny video is about pulse rifles. Now why is this about pulse rifles? In Destiny's latest patch 1.1.1, Bungie adjusted the weapons, they tuned the power of the different weapons, they nerfed auto rifles a bit, they buffed shotguns a bit, and they also buffed pulse rifles by quite a bit. Now, that led me to check what pulse rifles are available, especially for Crucible, but also for PvE. And I kind of want to give you a little bit of a comparison about what pulse rifles are available for you, and I kind of want to give you my recommendation about what pulse rifle you should use, should it be available to you or not. Now, this is specifically catered to PvP. If you're not interested in PvP at all, you might skip at this point. Please leave a subscribe anyways. Please leave a like anyways, and also subscribe to the channel. And if they would stop interrupting me, I would be a lot faster in this video. Now, I'm here at the Crucible handlers because I want to show you my favorite pulse rifle that is not an exotic, but let's cover pulse rifles first. Now there's a couple of pulse rifles available. There's actually two exotic pulse rifles available. The one is the Red Death with its signature perk Red Death. Each kill heals you and speeds up reload, and it has a above average rate of fire, and it has pretty high impact for a pulse rifle. There is only one pulse rifle that I know that has a slightly higher impact, but I'm getting to that later. It has an okay range, it has an okay stability. Actually, the stability is a lot better than it looks, because the recoil on this gun is very low, so you don't need very much stability at all. And it has some above average reload speed. The magazine size with 27 is sufficient for PvP, and has a couple of different perks. I'm using single point sling from this tree, and I'm sticking with accurized ballistics on this tree. But that shouldn't matter in this video. Now, I want to compare this pulse rifle that can actually two-shot. If you make it all 6 shots to the head or to the precision zone of a Guardian in the Crucible, you two-shot them. This is after the patch. This gun is able to two-shot or with 2 trigger pulls kill an enemy Guardian. It hasn't been so before. There's only one other pulse rifle that I know of that is actually capable of doing the same feat, and I'm going to get to it later. Now there's a whole selection of other pulse rifles available to you. One is the 3 little words. It's actually the Crucible pulse rifle. Then we have the Coiled Hiss, which is available for purchase at the Vanguard dealer. Then we have the Time on Target, which is also available for purchase at the Vanguard dealer. Then we have the Predith Timepiece, which is the legendary pulse rifle you get as a loot drop in the Vault of Glass. Then we have the Stranger's Rifle, which gets handed to you playing the story of Destiny, or whatever Bungie calls the story of Destiny. All the way through, you get this weapon handed to you. And then we also have Bad Juju and a whole lot of other pulse rifles, but these are the ones I want to cover real quick. Now, Red Death is an exotic pulse rifle and Bad Juju is an exotic pulse rifle. If you have both available to you, this is a direct comparison of my not very high leveled Bad Juju and my high leveled Red Death. Now, why is my Bad Juju not very high leveled? Because I don't like it very much. If you look at the sheer numbers, the rate of fire is just slightly higher, but the impact is abysmal compared to Red Death. The range is also lower. It has a whole lot of higher stability, but you need to have a whole lot of better aim on Bad Juju because the recoil is so hard. So even though it has higher stability, the recoil actually makes the weapon harder to handle. Now, Red Death over Bad Juju, all the way. Then we have all these other classes of pulse rifles that have low impact. The Stranger's Rifles of these is a rare, and it has, compared to Predith Timepiece, a higher impact compared to the Coiled Hiss, a higher impact, although this Coiled Hiss comes with counterbalance and perfect balance, so you should be able to get the stability all the way up. It has such an abysmal stability that you need to 4 or 5 shots Guardians in the Crucible, which is like a whole lot of different story in terms of time to kill compared to the Red Death. And we also have time on target, which has lower impact. Now, in terms of impact between the Strangest Rifle and the Red Death, the Three Little Words outclasses them all. The Three Little Words is the Pulse Rifle, and even the version you can get from the Crucible handler, that has the highest impact of all the Pulse Rifles that I've come across. You can see compared to the Red Death, the impact is just a tad lower, the range is a whole lot lower, the stability is a whole lot lower. Now again, the stability on the Red Death is not that important because it has very low recoil. The Three Little Words has actually a little bit of a higher recoil. And still, this is a gun that you can purchase. You just walk in the tower to the Crucible Quartermaster and you can purchase Three Little Words right here. Now you can see my Three Little Words is a different perks than the one you can buy here, can buy at the Quartermaster, but it doesn't really matter. The gun brings all the stability and stats with it already. Now the Crucible handler's version has the Third Eye perk as well as the Headseeker perk. Now the Headseeker perk is very interesting. You'll also find this on Predath Timepiece. The Headseeker perk makes it so that you can actually two-shot a Guardian by not making all of your hits in the precision area of the upper torso. You can start by aiming lightly, ever so slightly lower below the head of the enemy, and then let the recoil rip your gun upwards towards the head area where you do your precision damages. And because you're probably hitting 1 or 2 body shots before, the Headseeker perk actually makes your next precision hit do more damage. And then you do the third salvo that does a little bit more damage to the head, and then the enemy is already gone. So for PvP, if you don't happen to have Red Death, this is my recommendation in terms of time to kill. Three Little Words is really my recommendation on pulse rifles if you have the Crucible Commendation, the 150 Crucible marks, and happen to be Crucible rank 3. Now these requirements are quite steep, I know, but you should grind those out because this is actually a killer pulse rifle for PvP, and it's not so much fun in PvE, I find, but then again I'm not very likely to use a pulse rifle in PvE anyways. More like scout rifle, hand cannon kind of guy. Now I'm gonna be post some PvP videos of me using the Three Little Words as well as the Red Death in my separate playlist of Crucible videos, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to not miss out on those, and also hit a like button for this video if you think this is enjoyable and you want to see more of my content. My pulse rifle's choice still is the Red Death, just because I think the Red Death perk greatly outweighs the slightly lower impact and the chance that I actually have to hit all of my hits into the head or shoot a third salvo over the Three Little Words, where I can consistently hit 2 salvo kills in the Crucible. Just because the Red Death perk gives you back health in every firefight should you kill your enemy. Now we have all these other classes of high rate of fire, low impact pulse rifles, and although Predath Timepiece features the same Headseeker perk, the impact is so low that you have to do 4 or 5 bursts to an enemy in the Crucible to actually kill him. And even though this features perfect balance and secret round, it's just not reliable enough compared to the Three Little Words. Again, my recommendation is for Three Little Words in terms of pulse rifles for PvP. You might find this on random, then you get lucky. Or you purchase this, and this is the great thing about three little words. If you don't have any of these available to you, like the exotics, Red Death or Bad Juju, and you happen to play Crucible quite a lot, or you want to grind it out, this is a beast to be reckoned with in the next Iron Banner that's coming up for March. Mark my words, this thing is gonna wreck. Three little words plus a decent sniper rifle like Felwinter's Lie is gonna be the probably most used weapon in the Crucible or in the Iron Banner, if not Red Death and Felwinter's Lie, just because pulse rifles, Bungie buffed an entire weapon class of pulse rifles by almost 10%. This is a significant amount. That's like no joke. And I want to conclude this video, not drag it out any further, but if you're interested in PvP again, three little words, my definite recommendation for legendary pulse rifles or Red Death for the exotics, both of them capable of two-shotting enemy Crucible Guardians. Now this one was a whole lot of talking and no show. Again, there's a whole separate playlist where I'm using Red Death and three little words in the Crucible. You might want to check that out. The links is in the description box below. Please like this video if you found it useful, and also subscribe to my channel to not miss out on the Destiny content that I'm going to be put out. Thank you for watching, and until next time.
What do you need, Titan?